It's that time again. Here we go. Here we go. Today, we're going to be talking about leveling up your marketing, and we're going to be talking about what is working next, what's working now in the current marketplace that helps you to call in high level, high quality, high end clients. And when I say high level, high end, high quality clients, I'm talking about clients who are willing to pay you $30,000 or more and literally don't even need to have a full sales conversation with you or conversation at all because your marketing is working so well. And so I'm going to teach you the strategies that we use to do that today. I want to kind of recap where we have been up until this point. So on day one, we totally flipped the script to make clients chase you instead of you chasing them. And we hit the foundation of slaying sales and bringing in clients and six figures as fast as you can handle. And that foundation is you, boo. It's you, right? So the first thing that we must level up is you. Yesterday, you got to swipe my most powerful strategy, one of my most powerful strategies for adding 100K to your business anytime you desire, as fast as you can possibly imagine. And we talked about the power of one and how a simple business model is the next level move for sure. So the next thing we level up is your business model. So we level up you, we level up your business model. And then today, day 3, we're diving into generating six figures. What's working now to do that without having to spend money on paid ads, funnels, and using just how you show up in the world, organic social media content. So whether that's posting or live videos or however you desire to show up, the next thing we want to do is level up your marketing, right? So we've leveled up you, we've leveled up your business model, and the next thing we're leveling up is your marketing, all right? So in order for your marketing to work, I want you to hear me. It's not about quantity, right? You don't have to do 30 days of straight live streaming or posting 24/7, yelling, buy my stuff. That's not what we're talking about. Buy from me, buy from me. If you, as a matter of fact, if you go to my social media page right now and just scroll through, you don't really see any of that. You see a lot about this crash course, which is a free thing that I'm doing, but I fill my programs and have created a multi-million-dollar business without screaming, buy my stuff 24/7. And so I'm going to give you some of the behind the scenes of how that happens today. Okay. What it's really about is consistency and commitment. And that doesn't mean you even have to show up every single day. What you do have to do is you have to show up intentionally, with intention and purposefully, and you got to do the freaking work. Okay. Consistency is what brings trust. People often will say things as I am, out in the world and kind of networking with people and in the various communities where I get my own coaching from, they'll say things like kind of off to the side, like, I'd love to see your calendar. And I'm like, it doesn't look like what you think it looks like. I'm not like just working 24/7 and busy all the time. And what it shows me is that that person's thinking is in order for them to make that kind of money, they would have to give up their life. And I used to believe that too. And as long as I believed that, then what happened was I wasn't making the money that I really wanted to make. And I also wasn't honest with myself about the type of money that I wanted to make. And so I figured out a way to do business my way and have it work and make the kind of money I want to make. And I show my clients how to do the same thing. Not do business my way, but do business their way. Okay. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And I know you've probably heard that, but I want to take it a little deeper than that, right? When you show up consistency, it is the consistency that builds trust, right? The fact that people can kind of count on you and see how you're going to show up in the world, that it builds a subconscious layer of trust. And sales is the energy of trust and commitment, right? The money is where the commitment comes from. And then that trust is like, I'm committing to you. We're basically putting an energetic commitment together with each other, right? I always call it a covenant. We're coming into covenant agreement with each other about the results that I want to create in my life, in my business, with my body, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today is how do you show up in a way that is consistent and build this level of trust. So first I want to say this, you guys are doing incredible. You are killing it. I saw some really great PAL posts, and I know doing PAL posts is a little scary at first but it becomes easy, especially when you and your clients are transforming, right? Especially when the clients start to roll in from you doing it. I will tell you that a lot of people decide to become my clients because of my PAL posts. They're like, I want to be one of those people. And so it's a really powerful strategy. So what I want to encourage you to do is to keep going. Keep going with this challenge. Remember, or this crash course, this is a course. And so what we're here to do is to show you that with focused intentional action, just even over 4 days, it can swing big hinges. It can create a lot of traction for you and open up windows of opportunity that might have not been open before because you're being intentional and creating this momentum. And now is the time when average people start to fall off, right? By the time you get to like day 3 of doing something, most high achievers are like gung ho on day 1, but what they can't do is finish. They can't stay slow and steady. And it's something that I had to learn in my business that allowed me to grow it to the point that it is right now. I used to burn out really, really quickly. I'd hit the ground hot and heavy. Do this, do that, do extra this, do that. But I could not sustain that, right? So we don't want to be average. I want you to finish this thing. Be impeccable with your word. Finish what you started. Here's why that's important. Remember how I said how you do one thing is how you do anything. When you begin to become impeccable with your word, when you start to set goals, like I'm going to have a 6-figure month, your brain, your body, your DNA like goes, oh, she always does what she says she's going to do. And so it opens up for how are we going to create this? How is it going to happen? So when I set a goal, I'm pretty much going to hit it because I'm impeccable with my word in all things that I do. So if you're creating leads as you're going through what we're doing right now, if that means leads generated, and I'll explain what a lead is in a second, sales booked, you're booking sales calls, I want to hear about it. I want to hear what's opening up for you as a result of you dedicating this time over the next 4 days of consistent, intentional, focused action steps that you're taking. So here's how I want to hear about it. You can type it in the comment section right now if you want to, but also post inside of our Facebook community that we have going on. Just use the hashtag #WeSlaySales. And if somebody can type that in chat so people can see exactly how we spell that, but we use the hashtag #WeSlaySales to celebrate our wins inside of my community. So here's the deal. You may not know that you are actually creating results, or you might be overlooking the results you're creating. So here's the thing about a lead. A lead is just somebody who raises their hands and says, yes, I want more information. That's it. Not I want to book a call, not I want to talk to you, but I'm curious about what you're doing. Can you tell me more? It could be somebody who opted into something. If you are a person who has all of that set up and you have free things that you give people that they can download, people who are asking you questions about what it is that you do. Those are leads. And leads are typically all around us, but oftentimes we aren't paying attention and we are ignoring them because we're waiting for the person who's like, I'm ready to buy. And so we don't pay attention to anything else. So if you haven't had, or you feel like you haven't had any wins or successes yet or results yet, first of all, I want to say this. Do you expect the win? Are you hedging against possibly it not working? You want to expect the win over and over again. When I get on a sales call, I expect a yes. I'm kind of taken aback if I get a no. Most of you guys get on sales calls or you engage with people and you're hedging and you're hoping or you're waiting for them to reject you. Are you expecting to win? I'm going to send these out. I'm going to get messages back. I'm going to post this PAL post. Something's going to happen. Expect the win. Right? You may actually be new to doing actual cash creation activities, which is what we're focused on during this crash course, right? The stuff that really matters to bring in leads and clients. It's not just posting on social media. A lot of the things that I'm doing, they're simple action steps, and they're likely things that you guys have already known that you could be doing, but you haven't been doing them because you've been too enamored with like trying to figure out what you want to say in a particular post instead of just getting straight to the point or putting together a sales page or a landing page and all kinds of other stuff that can get you totally overwhelmed. In my camp, there's no fluff. We get straight to the money-making activities. We want to create those results as quickly as we possibly can. And so the awareness that this crash course is likely giving you and what these challenges are teaching you is that you want to be consistently focused in your business on the money-making actions, the things that can actually lead you to getting a client, not just the looking like a business owner or looking like you're successful, but what are the things that I can do that may be a little scary and outside of my comfort zone, but that will give me a straight line to having a conversation with someone about the possibility of working together, not just planning, prepping, learning. And the fastest way to learn and grow in your business is to jump right in, to fail and succeed while making money, not journaling it out, planning it out, prepping for it, tweaking it a few times and asking your friends what they think about it, but jumping right in and just testing the messaging, jumping right in and going, I know 5 people I could ask for referrals. Let me just ask them and see what happens. You make it a game, right? And what we do through that focused, intentional action is we're creating momentum, right? And that's what we're doing each day during this crash course. We're creating momentum that you can ride right into the end of the year if you so choose, right? So celebrate your wins. You can do it in a separate celebration post in the group, or you can do it right now. So if you want us to celebrate you right now, and I got my pom-poms ready, go ahead and post in the comment section if you haven't already. What results have you gotten from your cash creation activities? Use the hashtag #WeSlaySales. And remember, it's about the journey, right? So examples, if you weren't doing sales calls or you didn't have any sales calls and now you have a sales call booked. No one ever usually responds to an email or a post that you have, but you got responses, right? All of that is winning. So I'm going to look right now and see what we got. Let's see. Here we go. Here's one. I've already got 2 sales calls booked. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. yes. Congratulations, Jeannie. Let's see. Ashley's like, I got my pom-poms too. Here we go. I just saw one. There it is. Tiffany said, I have 2 calls from the emails we sent out. Congratulations. Awesome. Tommy says, I have sales calls booked. I love it. 3 sales calls booked. I'm just going to put these all up so you guys can celebrate from where you are. In my camp, we always say the person cheering the loudest is who's got next. Love it. Comments and responses to my email. Love it. I'm all looking over here like it's way far away. Boom. All right. I see this got a call booked for tomorrow. Love. 5 calls booked. Engagement on my PAL post. I'm feeling it. Come through 5 calls. All these calls booked. I'm loving it. All right. So we're going to jump into today. Congratulations to everybody. I'm going to celebrate you one more time. Y'all know I love my pom-poms, right? My pom-poms and my clappers, they will come out. We're going to go back to what's working now and what we're going to talk about today. A couple of announcements before we do that. Don't forget that I've gifted you with 2 bonuses. The first one is a Q&A call with me. You can ask me anything. We're going to be face-to-face on Zoom. I can hear you. You can hear me. It's this Saturday, July 24th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. I'm actually going to put up the day before a questions thread so that you can get your questions in the queue before the call even starts, so you can make sure that your question gets answered. So you can be looking out for that. We'll remind you guys of that again when we get closer to the time, but put that on your calendar. And then I'm also going to do a bonus training live in person on Zoom training with you on Tuesday, July 27th at 7 p.m. Oops, I'm always making up stuff. 12 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so put those on your calendar, Saturday and Tuesday, July 24th, July 27th. I'm giving you those dates because some of you guys are in other countries where we're a day ahead and a day behind. So just want to make sure you guys have the date and the time so you can mark your calendars accordingly. Okay. Things that have come up from your check-ins. I only have 2 today. And the first one is the referral request. Okay. It might have made you a little bit uncomfortable to ask someone to refer someone to you. And I typically find that that's true of my clients who are high achievers that are used to being lone rangers and kind of like, I'm, pull up my pants and like get it done myself. I'm, sticking to my guns. I'm going to do it head down, do the work, and not really asking for other people. You'll give, but never allow people to support you, even though they want to, right? You know how people say that everything you want is outside of your comfort zone? You are getting the experience of what it feels like to lean into the comfort zone, to lean into the discomfort of being at the edge of your comfort zone and move beyond it if you're choosing to do that. Most people choose safety. Most people choose, it's like, I don't want to do it that way. That doesn't feel good. And so they make up an excuse or a reason why, and they do it the same way that they've always done it, or in a way that feels good for them, right? In a way that they feel like, oh, it's palatable. It doesn't make me feel uncomfortable. And what happens is that's how you end up hitting ceilings and repeat the same results. It's like, I keep trying and setting a new goal, but I only can do $700,000 a year. I only can do $300,000 a year. I only can do $70,000 every year. I never cross six figures, because you got to learn how to move past what's normal for you and create a new normal. And that only happens when you bump up against that discomfort, because you don't know what the new thing feels like, and you're able to walk through it on the other side. So congratulations to everybody who's leaning into that. And for those of you who haven't quite yet, try it. You want the practice. It's not just the practice of asking for referrals. It's the practice of moving through discomfort that's powerful in this course. The last one I have for you guys is your PAL post. I want you to remember that this is a long game. So yeah, you may have posted a PAL post and someone didn't say, oh, I want to become a client. Now, I've seen plenty of you guys who have checked in your videos and you're like, I did a PAL post and people are inboxing me like, how do I sign up for that program, right? That's incredible. Congratulations. But I also want you to remember that this is a long game. And what you want to do is you want to work PAL posts into your regular marketing. And today, I'm going to tell you what you could do with some of the likes and comments that you get on those PAL posts. If it was easy or it didn't make you uncomfortable to do your PAL posts, like I saw a couple of like, oh, it's cool, I do those all the time. You want to stretch the edge of your comfort zone. How can you post about the work that you do in a way that's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that? That's likely the types of PAL posts that are going to actually get you clients, sales, and leads. So lean into the discomfort, even in that way. The greater the risk, the greater the reward. Remember, results don't take time. They take courage. Your courage is the fastest path to the results that you want to create. Today, I'm going to teach you the most powerful organic method that we use in my camp. I'm going to teach you my messenger money method, specifically the hit list strategy and the rapid connection method. I'm going to teach you that today, and you're going to have an opportunity to use it. But I want to give you a power tip before I teach you this, okay? Messenger money method is about using Messenger. I know there's a lot of people who teach Messenger. However, it's really yucky. It's like canned messages that you just send to everybody. You don't take time to figure out who the person is. You're offering them things they probably don't even need today or ever. I've gotten messages from people who are like, I want to show you how to build a six-figure business using organic posts on social media. And I'm like, okay, well, my business is a multi-million-dollar business, and I kind of already pretty much got that down because that's how I built my business. So you don't want to do that, right? You want to be human when you do this. And so here's the power tip about this, about the strategy I'm going to teach you today that I think is really important. When you do connect with people in Messenger, when you reach out to them, when you send them a message, first of all, we're not cold messaging anyone, right? It's not like random messages to people we don't even know or have a relationship with. But when you reach out, it's not about a commitment to work with you. It's about a commitment of exploring the possibility of even talking about it. That's it. You're playing the long game. You're being human. You're being real with people about what's currently going on, not just what you want. Okay? It's effective and it's powerful, yet It may take a couple of messages and communications with people in order to move them to a call. You're not like a dog on a bone. You're being real about why you're reaching out. So we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to teach you how we do this, okay? And it's still working right now. I don't care what people say, like, oh, that's dead. It's not dead. It's dead the way that people do it, in a way that's really nasty and doesn't make any sense. Just sending 300 messages a day or 50 messages a day, none of that makes sense, right? I think it's effective now for a couple of reasons. I think especially now because we're in what I call a connection economy. And what a connection economy means for me is that people are craving connection. And that connection is the currency right now. Because we've been separated for so long by technology, people are over high tech, low touch. They're craving right now in person. They're craving high touch. They want to be with people. They want real connections to people and humans because we haven't had that. And so that's what makes this method super powerful if you don't do it like it's a technology-driven technology, like just getting through the numbers game. So today, I want to give you 3 simple strategies that will help you to produce clients from your social media content. Just organically. So I know that people call it organic marketing and you're like, what does that mean? And so this is what organic marketing means for me. It means you're on social media to be social. And so the content that you're creating should still look like you're a person on social media, just being yourself and living your life. And you just happen to be a business owner. You just happen to want to talk about all the things that have to do with you, and your business is part of that. And most people don't have this skill set down. Right? It's like sell, 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 or something totally opposite because they're avoiding the selling of it. And so I want to give you some strategies that you can use so that you can create and get clients from your social media content, not just engagements and likes and GIFs and, people telling you and clapping for you and saying you're an amazing person. Now, to be clear, I am not an expert on how to get tens of thousands of followers. I'm not an expert on how to get a bunch of engagement on post. I do not have a huge list, and I do not have hundreds of thousands of followers. I don't even have hundreds of thousands of people who watch my live streams every day, but I do have a multi-million-dollar business, and I do use these strategies, okay? Because here's the deal. You can't take likes to the bank. That was why I wanted to wear that shirt. I'm gonna wear it for you guys one day. A couple of years ago when we did this challenge, I came up with the hashtag commas over comments. And so we created a shirt. I actually have it, commas over comments. It was created during this crash course a couple of years ago. So we're going to roll with that. You can't take those likes to the bank. So we're over people commenting and having a lot of people engaging. We're about the commas that we can get from the way that we show up in our social media. What we have been able to do in my business is generate over $2 million in a year's time, simply by driving people from my content on my personal page to Messenger and to phone calls with me and to my live event that eventually turns them into clients. So when creating content that actually converts into clients, there are 3 very powerful things that I want you to keep top of mind and remember, okay? Before I give you those, I want to talk about some mistakes that people make. The first mistake is trying to get engagement and likes. Like that is your indication of your success. It's not an indication of success. One of the major things that I want to share with you, and I'll probably repeat this several times, is that the majority of my highest invested clients never commented on a single post. They were watching all the time, but they weren't the ones clapping. They weren't the ones on everything that I did, but they were paying attention. And when the time was appropriate, they either reached out or they just simply showed up on my calendar. So I don't pay attention to the engagement. What I focus on is me showing up in my power me delivering the message that I need to deliver, me creating a digital footprint so that somebody who is looking into me has plenty of things that they can look at and look through that tells them who I am, what I'm about, what I stand for, what I believe in, and what the heck I'm selling. That's what I do. Okay? So don't use whether or not you had so much engagement as an indication as to whether or not the post was successful. As a matter of fact, some of my most successful posts that bring me clients who are willing to just pay, like just jump in my inbox and pay, had very little comments on them at all because they hit a chord, they strike a chord with people. Okay. Another mistake that people make is falling into the give value trap. Like people are like, you need to give value. And you're like giving value for a year and you're doing too much value and you never ask for the business. And so the shift that I want to give you is you don't have to give. And it's not even about giving value, right? When you talk because you are wise, there will be value given. You want to be perceived as valuable. And there's a way for you to show up so that people get the value and they want to experience more. So it's not about how much can I teach people and show them what I got so that they'll want to buy the rest. I think that's a huge fallacy and trap that a lot of people fall into that causes them to not be able to get clients or the types of clients that they want from their social media. So you want to be perceived or be seen as valuable, not just give value. Another mistake is there's no call to actions. Like you're literally just thinking that because you show up consistently, people will reach out for you. They'll reach out and they'll tell you. Right? Which leads me to the other mistake, which is waiting on them to come to you. If they want it, then they'll reach out. If they want it, they'll tell me they want to buy it. I can't tell you how many stories I have of people where I realized they had been watching my content because I can see like a like or a comment. And I'm like, they're watching a lot of content to never have talked to me. And I jump into my inbox and I reach out to them and they become a client. And they're so appreciative that I did that. And sometimes they've made a deal with God, like, okay, I'm only going to buy if she reaches out to me. And then I'm in their inbox and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that just happened. And so there's a lot of money being left on the proverbial table that we all talk about because we are assuming that we're bothering people if we reach out and just say, hey, I see you. I acknowledge you. I get that you're in my world for a reason. Let's talk about it. And just going from there. Being a human, right? Being a human. So those are the mistakes, right? Now, here are the 3 very powerful things that I want you to remember to help you show up so that you can create this type of content on your social media feed that actually converts into clients. Because I want you to be able to turn those posts into profits. And as a matter of fact, during our training that I'm going to do for you during the masterclass I'm going to do for you next Tuesday, which is going to be an all new masterclass. I'm going to be mapping out for you how we specifically do this inside of my community so that it is seamless and powerful. I'm probably going to show you a couple of clients' news feeds so that you can see what it looks like, how organic it is, and how powerful it can be when you allow yourself to show up in this way. So the first thing that I want to give you and I want you to write down is to stay consistent. Now lean in and listen because I know I just said that a little bit earlier. But most buyers will never like, comment, or engage with your content. And when the right offer is in front of them, they'll happily DM you. They'll happily go to your sales page to give you large amounts of money. They'll happily put themselves in your calendar. I'll say that again. Most people who are going to purchase, most buyers, typically the people who buy from me, never engage, right? I just recently closed a $60,000 sale. She wasn't even on my email list, right? But she'd been following me for a few years. So what you want to do with the consistency doesn't mean you have to show up all the time. Again, if you scroll through my newsfeed, it may give you the illusion that I'm on social media all the time, but I'm not. There's times I post once a day. There's times I post a few times a day. And then there's times where I may not post for a week, right? It depends on what's going on and where I am in my life and what I'm enjoying and what I want to do, right? But there is a cadence that you can count on me for. There's a cadence that you can stick to. So what you want to do is you want to create a cadence that you can stick to, right? Most people know if they follow me, I go live every Tuesday. Unless I don't want to, then I don't. And I don't apologize for it. And I don't say, due to whatever, I'm not going live. I just don't do it, right? So in my account, we typically will go live once a week and do a handful of posts that are focused on our one main problem that we solved. Do you notice I didn't say focused on the offer or what we're selling? It's just focused on the problem that we know people have. So we'll do a handful of posts about that. So rather than just posting when you're inspired, you can create a cadence to add value to your community consistently and move those who are ready to transform into now clients, right? Into buying clients. So it doesn't have to be every day. Like literally one live stream a week and a handful of posts can help you create 6 figures in a month, right? Sometimes when we're in what I call a push cycle, because we don't do launches in my community, but when we're in a push cycle, meaning we have a goal to enroll a certain amount of people into a specific program, I may have them use my live stream cash machine strategy. And only during that period of time will you go live in multiple times if you want to. And you get to choose how much that is and what it looks like, right? All of my clients do business the way that they want to do business, not the way that I lay it out for them. So you just want to be consistent. You don't want to disappear for 30 days and then show back up again when you think, oh my gosh, I need more clients, right? You want to have a consistency of being in front of people, period. Not just about your business, but just on social media as a whole. What is it that people can count on you for? Second thing, connect. Connect. What you want to do in your content is focus on emotional connection, focus on building trust, focus on building your authority. PAL posts are good for trust and authority and credibility, right? And the emotional connection through your content, right? Instead of caring about the number of likes and comments, it's easy to get caught in comparison with that. I recently just did an unfiltered challenge. A lot of my clients are doing unfiltered right now or some version of that, just kind of sharing pieces and sides of themselves that they normally would be afraid to talk about. To give people a peek into who they are, what their character is. Again, what do they stand for? Getting people an opportunity to connect with things that they like. A lot of you guys may know that I like chocolate covered pineapples. I like McDonald's orange drink. You might know that I typically don't like putting hair in my head, but you've been on my journeys with me, my wild chase to try to find hair I can put in my head for days that I don't want to comb my hair, or even my, all the things that I do that get you to see a little bit about who I am as a person, right? All of that is still part of marketing, right? It's still part of marketing. So you want to connect through your content. And it's easy to get caught up in the comparison game of looking at your competitors' post and looking at them getting a ton of engagement and thinking like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Trust me, if you're consistently showing up, it's not necessarily that you're doing something wrong. And what you don't know about the people that you're comparing yourself to is how, or even if that engagement is actually turning into paying clients. You're just assuming. So the more sophisticated your market is, the more high level your market is, the less likely they are to engage with your stuff. I'm going to say that again, because they ain't got time to be doing that. They're not on social media 24/7. They come on, they get off, they look for what they want to look for. They look at the people's stuff they want to look at, and then they're off. Right? High level clients aren't spending their time commenting and liking stuff on social media platforms. I mean, of course, there's obvious outliers, but the clients who have paid me the most money almost never comment or like any of my content. And you'll probably hear me say that again one more time for the people in the back. What you want them saying when they engage with your content because you are connecting is, oh my freaking God, she knows me. She is in my head. I just thought that just happened to me yesterday. That is so me. Oh, I need to reach out. I need to send her a message. You want them raising their hands and saying, oh my gosh, that's me, right? Some of y'all are reading scripts for your accountability videos. I guarantee you're not connecting. Drop the notes and just be a human. Put some bullet points if you need to so you don't forget what you want to talk about. But practice, even inside of this community, connecting to people as a real human. Trust yourself. You got this. My best content that connects with people, the absolute best, is when I think I'm blabbering, when I think it doesn't make sense because it's just kind of moving through me so fast. It's not the stuff where I'm ultra prepared and I'm like totally just on the script. Even when I do this, like I have a bullet point of scriptings and things that I want to make sure that I touch, but you'll see me from time to time drop into my body and click off of it so that I can connect with you. Connection is super important. Okay? The last thing that I want to give you for this one is ask for the business. You got to make offers. Ask for the business. People are like, oh, I can't sell on my personal page. Listen, I've been selling through my personal page for my entire business. You got to understand what it means, right? My business page is not a commercial for me. I'm inviting people to book calls with me, inviting people to connect with me in Messenger. And so some of you are taking that so literal that you don't show up in the place where you have built the most goodwill with people, where people already like you, they're connecting with you there for a reason, and you're not utilizing it to the fullest. You don't do CTAs because you're afraid. You're afraid that your whole account's going to be shut down. If you want to fill and sell out your programs and events, you have to make offers, right? I can't tell you how many people in my newsfeed put out great content and I have zero idea what they sell. I have no idea what they do. There's just nothing about it there. And sometimes even when I do, I don't know how they can help me. So I've gone to people's pages looking for a way that I can book a call with them because I know what they do. And I'm like scrolling 10 times and there's nothing that connects me to a link or a way to purchase a program or to inquire about a program. I'm like shaking my head, like, how is this even a thing? How is it even a thing? I don't even know how I could send them an ideal client or a referral because they never talk about it. They just teach, and never invite or give me a way or let me know what the next steps are. While content is powerful, the creation of the content is powerful. If you really want to help your people transform and get epic results, what you have a moral and ethical responsibility to do is to enroll them or invite them into a program that will help get them there. Because we all know your free content is not going to do it. I mean, I do content and I'm sure a lot of you have content that helps people get a results, but that transformation is going to happen at the next level. True transformation is going to happen at the next level. Your responsibility is to make offers. It's their right to choose whether or not they want to do it. Your responsibility is to make the offers. Their responsibility is to choose whether or not they want to do it. It's good stuff, right? So I want to ask you a question. Would it be helpful for you if you knew what to say or what to post in your content to get people to raise their hands to work with you? Or what to say when you reach out to connect with people, to book a sales call with you, or to move them to that next exploration in a call with you, or even what to say in Messenger that doesn't sound creepy. So I am going to teach you my rapid sales method today, and I'm already running out of time here, but I'm going to stay. So just stick with me. We're going to be a little bit over today, but I'm going to teach you my rapid messenger connection method. And of course, I'm going to give you an opportunity to join Sales School tomorrow, which is day 4 of the crash course, because inside of Sales School, this is where I break down different frameworks for using Messenger, from posting content on social media, and organic selling methods that actually create clients that you feel good about, that you feel powerful when you're doing it and incredible when you do it. So actually, let me share this too. While I don't like to give scripts for things because I want you to trust what comes through you, inside of Sales School, just like you're getting inside of this crash course, you get word for word templates that you can use, frameworks and examples of different styles of messaging and posts that connect and gets people to reach out. like what to say when somebody's interested in working with you, how to transition those calls so that those conversations so that they're powerful and not weird and awkward. And how to powerfully invite people to have a conversation with you about your offer, right? So if the templates and frameworks that I've given you inside of this crash course have been helpful, because it helps you to cut out the guesswork, right? You just get to focus and move forward and create that momentum. You can put your own spin on it, but it gives you a starting point and a framework. So tomorrow, I'm going to give you an opportunity to actually take advantage of Sales School, which is basically structured just like this challenge, down to the accountability check-in videos. I teach you something each month, then I issue a cash creation challenge that's designed to help you create leads and sales. And we'll talk about that tomorrow, okay? But today, as a part of today's cash creation challenge and your assignment, I'm going to give you 2 ways to reach out in Messenger. So you're going to get that framework. And I'm going to give you 3 very powerful templates for following up with leads. All right. So here's my RAPID method. RAPID is an acronym, RAPID. Write that down, RAPID. RAPID. We've already kind of talked about how people do this wrong. The biggest way that I see people doing Messenger wrong is that they're cold messaging people. I'm not a cold messenger person. We're just not randomly reaching out to people. This is like warm messaging to people we already have some kind of relationship with. And I'm going to break down what that looks like. Okay. This is how we are able to create 6-figure months. I'm able to fill programs before I even publicly sell them, is because I utilize this. I do my PAL post and then I'm paying attention to who's paying attention, which is what I had to do yesterday, right? And then I use this method to connect with the people. If I've been watching you watch me for a little while, you likely have gotten a message from me where I'm like, hey, what's up? And we're just talking, right? So here's the RAPID method. The R stands for reach out. So you're going to reach out for 2 reasons. You're either going to reach out to them to connect with them, or you're going to reach out to them to catch up with them. So you're going to reach out to connect or catch up. Reach out to connect or catch up. That's the first thing. So, hey, I just wanted to connect with you because of XYZ. Again, not cold people. People that you somehow know, and I'm going to tell you who are the people you can reach out to, okay? So you're going to reach out to connect or catch up, or, hey, I wanted to catch up with you. We haven't talked in a little while. Last time we talked, this was going on. You're just being a human. Then you're going to ask questions, right? So what's going on with that event you said you were going to do? So reach out to connect or catch up. The A stands for ask questions. Then you're going to prove that they are a fit. That's the P. So you're asking questions to kind of see, like, can I help this person with anything? Tell me what's going on with that event you were doing last month. Did you ever do it? How did that turn out? Right? You're just going to ask questions to prove that they're a fit for your support, right? And to have that do I want to have a next level call with them? And then you invite them to take the next step. Remember, the next step is just, hey, do you want to jump on a call and explore what that would look like? That's it. Invite them to take the next step. And then the D stands for decision. That's help them get to a decision. The only decision that we are making is not whether or not they want to work with you, not whether or not they can afford to work with you. The only decision that we are making in this messenger conversation is, are you open to having a conversation about that? Right? I just helped a client do an event the other day. She created 6 figures and it was just a 1-day event. I'm pretty sure I have some things that I can probably support you with. Are you open to exploring what that would look like? Are you open to having a conversation about that? Right? I just created a program that I think would really, really support you. Are you open to having a conversation about that? Right? I created a program with you in mind. Are you open to having a conversation about that? Right? It's just an invitation and a decision to the conversation. That's it. This is the biggest question that I get when it comes to doing this strategy, right? And this isn't a push strategy. I'm really intuitive. about who I do this with, right? I'm really feeling into this. The biggest question I get is, how do I find people and who do I reach out to? So I'm going to give you 2 ways that we do this. I actually have 5 triggers that would trigger you to start a conversation with someone in Messenger. And we have the conversation frameworks that go with that. But for the purposes of the crash course, I'm going to give you 2 ways. The first way is creating a hit list. Again, I don't teach you anything that I don't do. This is my NLA hit list, right? I told my coach the other day, he laughed at me. He was like, so you built a multi-million-dollar business from a journal. Yeah, not just one, several journals with names all over them, right? There's something magic about it. So before I ever sell publicly, and before I teach every client to do this, before we ever start to sell publicly, we sell from our hit list first, right? We sell before we publicly sell. Hit list is the first step. I just did a celebration post with a client yesterday. If you look at my PAL post that I did yesterday, because I wanted to play with you guys, I did a PAL post and I was celebrating a client who, she said, I have 6 people signed up for my retreat and I haven't even started publicly promoting it yet. And she's got 6 seats in. This is why. Hit list strategy, right? Plus the content that we're talking about today where people are reaching out to her. So a lot of times what we're doing on this list is we're putting people down who we see that are engaging. And when we look at them, we're like, oh, that person probably fits my ideal client profile. We'll check it out. They do. We put them on the hit list. Past sales conversations and people who didn't buy, but not because like they didn't have the money but because it just didn't go anywhere. Right? Past clients who are no longer working with you that may be a good fit for a new program that you have. We just make a list, right? A list of people that we truly desire to work with or that should be working with us but aren't. Okay? And it's funny, I'll put people on my hit list and it's almost magical, they'll show up. So when we use the content we put on social media to create engagement, we're creating leads from that engagement, or not just the engagement, from that content. And then we compile it into what I call this hit list. And again, the hit list is just people you want to work with, people who have said they want to work with you, possibly in the future. They're possible ideal clients. Way 2 is to get people to raise their hands, right? You have seen me often get people to raise their hands. And believe I am going to be giving you guys samples today of me doing this. So you're going to have plenty of examples that you can look at where you put content out there that gets people to raise their hands so that you'll be able to see that. Now, I'm not going to have you guys do it, but I just want you to see what it looks like so that you can get a feeling of, oh, this is how I would structure a post that gets people to raise their hands, right? And there's plenty of ways that you can do this. You can ask questions. PAL posts get people to raise their hands. There's something that we call comment for value posts. So you see me do this, like I'm going to do a training in a couple of days about XYZ, who wants in. You can do something like that. Value-based requests for something that you're going to do, or value-based videos where you tell people, hey, if you want to get an invitation to the thing that I'm doing, comment this word. There's all kinds of ways that you can get people to raise their hands to self-select that they are the person who actually would love to have a conversation with you about the next step. And those comment for value type posts, or these ways that we're raising people's hands, they have 2 steps to them. First step is we acknowledge them in the post, and then we move the conversation to Messenger. That's it. Thank you so much for watching my show, my channel. Here's what I want you to do. If you really love what you've been listening to, I want you to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. No, really, leave a comment. Like right now. I'm not gonna stop talking until you leave a comment. Seriously, leave a comment.